Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of the Barcelona GAMEMODE series. In today's episode we are going to be having 3 games, 2 league games and the second leg of the semi-finals of the Champions League. The second leg, the first leg, did end in a 3-0 aggregate victory to ourselves away, meaning we're going into the home leg with a 3-0 advantage against PSG. If you did miss the previous episode, there will be a full series playlist linked down below in the description. Like I did say, 3 important games in today's episode, especially the league games. Obviously the second leg in the Champions League against PSG, we're pretty much going through to the Champions League final. We just need to get through that game and secure our spot to officially be in the final of the Champions League. And if that does happen, that game will be played in the final game for season 3 of the Barcelona GAMEMODE series. 2 league games in today's episode also, and they are really important because we're still trying to catch up to Real Madrid, who are sitting in the first position. We're sitting second. Mathematically, we can still do it, but pretty much the way that this season has played out, Real Madrid pretty much won't be dropping any points when it comes to the end of the season. There's only about 5 games to go this season, and Real Madrid are in the prime position to picking up the La Liga title. Obviously, this is the 3rd season of the Barcelona GAMEMODE, and the previous 2 seasons, we've actually won the league. So, you know, even if we don't win it this season, there's always next season that we can go ahead and win the league title. We did have the first chance in this game, but we push on into the 36th minute when Getafe had their first chance on goal. They take a shot, and that shot just goes wide of the goal to make sure that this game does remain at a 0-0 scoreline. And in the early stages of the second half, in the 49th minute to be exact, Halilovic plays ball to Paul Pogba. He takes a shot from range outside the penalty area, outside the box, and we lead Getafe 1-0. Paul Pogba with a fantastic strike. It did come off the post, but most importantly, it went into the back of the net, and it has given us a 1-0 advantage against Getafe. Every time Pogba does score a goal, especially in this GAMEMODE series, it's always a spectacular goal. It's not a tap-in. It's never an easy goal. It's always a long shot or something of that nature from Paul Pogba. He gives us the 1-0 advantage against Getafe, and we lead this game, and hopefully we can hold on to picking up these 3 points and then see where that does leave us in the league table. In the 67th minute, Getafe on the attack, and they do very well with some one-touch passing, and in the 67th minute, Getafe make it 1-1, and we are looking like we're going to let 2 points slip in this game. But we push on into the 87th minute, just before this game did end. In the last couple of minutes, Getafe are playing the ball around, just trying to hold the ball, but you can see I went all out attack for the next 3 minutes. They're playing the ball around, interception, Marc Bartra plays it to Luis Suarez. Luis Suarez scores to make it 2-1 in the 89th minute, giving our season some hope that we could possibly be picking up the La Liga title. But like I did say, it isn't likely, but still, this goal has kept us in touch with Real Madrid, and mathematically we can still win if we do hold on for the last couple of minutes. Obviously, with the extra time, with the stoppage time, anything could happen, but Luis Suarez makes it 2-1, and that is how the game is going to end. It's going to end in a 2-1 victory, and Luis Suarez right at the end of the game has given us some hope that we can go on and possibly win this league title. It is highly unlikely, but we're still in it. Mathematical chance we can still go on to win this league title, and we will be taking a look at where we are sitting points wise between us and Real Madrid before we do end off today's episode. But like I was talking about, the second leg of the semi-final of the Champions League against PSG. The first leg did end in a 3-0 victory to ourselves, so we're going into the home leg with a huge advantage. PSG are going to have to win this game 3 goals or more without us scoring at all for them to actually go through. And to be honest, the way that my team is playing at the moment, especially with that 3-0 win against PSG, I can't really see that happening. We're playing at home. We're pretty much through to the Champions League final. We'll get through this game with a pretty good performance, a draw or a win, and we're pretty much through to the Champions League final. On the other side of the tournament tree, that's when it does get interesting, as Arsenal and Borussia Dortmund are fighting for that Champions League final position. It's actually 1-1 on aggregate at the moment, and we don't know who is going to go through. We take a look at my Barcelona side, 4-3-3 formation: Messi, Sanchez, Lacazette, Rafinha, Pjanic, Iniesta, Hector Bellerin, Umtiti, Otamendi and David Alaba at the back, and David De Gea in goals. Let's take a look at the PSG lineup. They had a pretty solid lineup in the previous game, but we just were writing all over him. There was just PSG had no room at all in that previous game. Lewandowski, Lucas, Lavetti, Marco Verratti, Thiago Silva, David David Luiz, sorry. And it's a pretty decent PSG side. Zlatan starting on the substitute. This is actually Zlatan's last season in this crewmate series. At the end of this season, he's actually going to retire. So PSG had to come out, especially in the first couple of minutes, to at least pick up a goal. In the 7th minute, they had a free kick from a pretty good distance, and De Gea making sure that this game does remain at 0-0. PSG had to get at least an early goal, and you can see they win the ball here in the 29th minute. Aurier is going to look to play it through to Robert Lewandowski, who did sign for PSG, actually goes for a cross, and it almost went in. De Gea had to tip that one over the goal to make sure that that shot did not go into the back of the net, giving PSG an away goal, and they're possibly bringing themselves back into this game. In the 36th minute, we do play the ball wide to Alexis Sanchez. He's going to look to cut inside. He does do so as an overtop ball gets played to Lacazette. He takes a shot, and trap in goals for PSG make sure that this game does remain at 0-0. We did have a chance there to secure our spot into the Champions League final, but we're pretty much going through here in the 82nd minute. PSG look to get at least one goal back to make it 3-1 on aggregate. Thiago Silva does get taken down by the young man Hector Bellerin, and PSG have a penalty here in the 84th minute, trying to put themselves 1-0 in the lead in this game, 3-1 on aggregate, but it isn't really going to do too much. There's only about 8 minutes in this game to go, and PSG aren't really going to go on and score 3 goals. Ibrahimovic did come on the pitch, actually coming on for Robert Lewandowski. He's actually going to score his penalty, and like you did say, this is his final season. He'll be retiring at the end of this season, is Ibrahimovic. The game ends in a 1-0 loss to ourselves, but most importantly, 3-1 on aggregate. We are going through to the Champions League final that will be played in the upcoming episodes. Actually, I think tomorrow we're going to be having the La Liga finale, and then the day after that, we're going to be having the Champions League final. Who will we be playing? That is the thing, as the game against Dortmund and Arsenal did end in a 1-1 draw on aggregate. So who picked up the away goals? Who will be going through? Let's find out. We will be facing Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League final. Barcelona versus Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League final. Make sure you don't miss it. That is our chance to pick up our first piece of silverware. Actually, our second piece of silverware, because we did win the Spanish Super Cup at the start of the season, but the Spanish Super Cup isn't too important, really. We take a look. There is 3 games to go in this La Liga season. We are actually 5 points behind Real Madrid. So, yeah, again, mathematically, we can still do it. Real Madrid have to drop 2 games, so lose the next 2 games. We win the next 2 games, and then we will be jumping into the first position. But it highly is unlikely. You can't really see Real Madrid losing 2 out of the next 3 games in the La Liga season. So there's only 3 games to go in this La Liga season, including this one. After this one, there's only 2 games to go in the next episode. Will we walk away with the La Liga title? We have to make sure that we win this game to at least give us some hope that we could go on to win it. This is my Barcelona side. Loads of players are being rested for this game, especially in that midweek game against PSG in the Champions League. We still have the likes of Suarez, Sanchez, Felipe Anderson, Paul Pogba who's come into the side. Felipe Anderson has been quite disappointing this season. I did mention that in the previous episode. We're coming up against Eibar in obviously the final game of today's episode. And Eibar is a team who should be beating and obviously giving us 3 points to maybe giving us some slim chance that we could go on to win this La Liga title. But we look back on the season, and definitely the month of January when we did drop plenty of points is the month that really could cost us the La Liga title, as Sanchez had a chance in the 43rd minute, but he was denied by the Eibar goalkeeper. There wasn't really too many highlights in this game. We push on into 68th minute during the second half, as we do receive a free kick. So this is our chance from the free kick, only 20 yards out. Luis Suarez is going to take this free kick. He gets it over the wall, but just wide of the goal, and that isn't really going to help our chances to putting ourselves 1 in the lead. Just before this game did end, I did go all out attackers. In the 89th minute, a ball gets played to Luis Suarez. He takes a shot, and it does go wide of the goal. We just could not find the back of the net in this game. This game is going to end in a 0-0 draw. We pick up a draw from this game against Eibar, and where will that leave us in the La Liga table right after this game? Let's find out. Real Madrid are still sitting in first position, but they now have a 7-point gap between us in third, because now Atletico Madrid have gone on top of us due to goal difference. They have a plus 24 goal difference. We have a plus 20 goal difference, and because of that, Atletico have now overtook us, and they're now sitting in the second position. But Real Madrid have gone on to win this La Liga title. We cannot win the league title, but can we fight for the second position? We've been first and second all season, and it will be disappointing for us to finish in third, but we are in the Champions League final, and make sure you don't miss that one, guys. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on all my social media links down below in that description box down below, and I'll see you all on my next video.